Sunday, June 23rd. And we are departing.
On our way again.
On the road again. Yeah. Leaving Honeydew Cove, which is in the Kiku Islands in the northern end of Kiku Strait, near the village of Cake. We spent 3 nights. 3 nights? Yeah, 3 nights at Honeydew Cove.
3 wonderful nights.
Just a beautiful, beautiful little anchorage. Very secure, good holding in sand and broken shell bottom. A lot of kelp though, floating through. It gets all over your anchor rod, but that's really no big deal. There, that's better. Anyway, just a beautiful little anchorage. The first night we had it all to ourselves. We unloaded the kayak, paddled around. Laura got some great pictures. It was just a lot of fun.
Just a really picturesque little place.
Yeah. Really beautiful. We were visited by, well, lots of eagles. Lots of eagles in there. Bears on the beach. Be careful if you go ashore. And whales came in to feed inside this little cove.
I was shocked how close they came in.
They came really close to the anchored boats. The second day we were there, 2 more boats came in. Weak Moment, which I guess is a charter boat. We met the family there from New Jersey. And our friend Roy, whom we met in Cake about a week ago. And thanks, Roy.
He recommended Honeydew Cove.
Roy recommended Honeydew Cove. We hadn't heard of it before.
And Honeydew is a must-do if you're in this area.
Yeah, it's not in. It's in one of the guidebooks, but not in all of them. And it's kind of a local name for the spot, so it's not in the Coast Pilot or marked on the chart. But it's in the Kiku Islands. If you look around, ask around, you'll find it. But thanks to Roy and of course Sophie Marie for their wonderful hospitality. And the hot showers.
And the hot showers, what a treat.
Aboard his very nice Nordic tug, motor vessel Peacemaker. So, thanks again, Roy. We really, really appreciate it. And now we're on our way to Baranof Warm Springs. It's about 25 miles from Honeydew. And just a short hop, flat water. We're going to be motoring all the way. Wind is predicted to be about 10 knots or less. From the north. Of course, we're
on our nose again.
Not exactly on the nose right now, but it will be when we turn out into Chatham Strait. Anyway, but there's hardly a breath of it right now. So we're motoring, and in a nice, it's kind of overcast, not too warm, not too cold, but decent. I mean,
very pleasant out.
Yeah.
And so, off to Warm Springs, which should be pretty sweet. It might be a little busier there though, because that's a fairly popular spot.
You know, right now we're prime cruising season, and it's a real popular spot, and it is of course in all the guidebooks, and everybody you meet says, oh, you've got to go to the Warm Springs.
Well, so we are looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, we already know that Weak Moment is headed over there. They told us that's where they're going, and they just passed us heading that way. It's another Nordic tug. So they go quite a bit faster than we, like 3 times their top speed is 3 times our top speed. So anyhow, they'll be there waiting for us, no doubt, when we get there.
Yeah. So there's a public float there.
There's a public float and at least 2 decent anchorages. We've never been there before, so we'll check it out, report back later. to.
Hate it when the battery dies.
Monday, June 24th at Baranof Warm Springs on the east side of Baranof Island. The town of Baranof, which seems to be deserted and for sale. Apparently, there's nobody here. The guidebooks say there's a store and a coffee shop, but there ain't.
Now we've been told there's no permanent residents here at the moment at all.
Not anymore, yeah. And there's nobody here now. It's midsummer. There's nobody here except for half a dozen good-sized fishing boats that came in last night, and they're waiting for the next opening on Thursday before they go out fishing again. Laura and I just got back from the Warm Springs pools,
which are actually
quite
very
hot.
warm.
Very warm, yeah, like a hot tub, really warm.
We had to stop a couple of times on the walk back because we were getting a little woozy.
Yeah, definitely not. You don't want to take a cocktail up there and sit in that pool because
I don't think you'd make it out.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think, Laura? It's not far from the harbor, and the float here in the harbor is in good shape. Just public float, no charge. There's no electricity, but there is water, untreated water that comes out of the lake. But it's supposed to be good drinking water. All the fishermen are filling up their tanks with it, so we're going to do the same thing. Hike up to the Warm Spring baths, the pools, overlooking the falls. Gorgeous, spectacular setting. We sat in the pools there. The trail that goes to the pools requires a fair degree of physical agility, unfortunately. So you have trouble walking. Like I said, it's not far, but it branches off of the boardwalk, and it's kind of improved. There are some planks, but there's also a lot of roots and mud and rocks that you have to climb over.
And one very steep little area that you need to make it up.
It's kind of steep in places, and we found ourselves using all four paws to
just to
negotiate
get
the trail.
up. Yeah.
So, just a word of caution. You don't have to go all the way up there though to get a warm tub bath, hot bath, because they pipe the water in, and there are 3 tubs that are filled from the hot springs right here near the head of the dock. Just a very short walk up the boardwalk, and it's nice and built in. There's windows so you can sit in the tub and look at the
I went
falls.
up and soaked in there last night. It was just, it was so nice, and what a beautiful view.
Yeah. So, Baranof Warm Springs, there are 2 or 3 really good anchorages. You don't have to tie up with the float if the float is crowded. But we got here and just pulled up and tied up with the float. Walked up to the hot springs, so it's really nice.
Definitely
Your
worth the
choice.
trip.
Yeah. Next destination, we're not 100% sure. What do we decide?
We're
Teneke?
thinking,
No, Cove.
El Cove I think is going to be the next stop.
El Cove, about 10 miles up the coast of Baranof.
Yeah.
Oh, and the fishing, the fishermen gave us a great big chunk of barbecued salmon earlier for supper, which we ate.
And it was really
they invited
good.
us to come down for cocktail hour. So I think that's what's next on the agenda this afternoon. Hey?
Hey.